Hello, it's Karen from Bee Creative, back in the one-of-a-kind group with another fun project kit that you can purchase for the upcoming event. Let's get right into it.
This October project features an adorable penguin design, great for a holiday card, and we're going to complete this card using water-based watercolor markers which come in your kit. So you'll be able to make many more things long after you're done with this cute card. You're getting a set of 3 aqua base markers. There's 3 shades per pen. That's a total of 9 individual colors that you can work with, along with a paintbrush. So you literally have everything you need. You're going to simply need scissors and adhesive, and that's it. So be sure to grab your kit on our website, shopbeecreative.com. That's B with 2 E's. And it's in the classes and events category, and you can just click on that, grab your set, we'll get it right out to you, and we look forward to crafting with you in October.
Hello out there. Hello, one-of-a-kinders. How are you? I'm going to wait for everybody to come on and find the video. But my name is Karen. I am the owner of Bee Creative, and the website is shopbeecreative.com. I'm so glad you are back with another cool project in the one-of-a-kind group. I have so much to show you today, not just the project, of course, and thank you to all of you who did purchase the kit. If you didn't get one, we still have a few left, because some of you are not watching it day of live. You're watching it on replay or later or the next week, or maybe you had something going on, and that's great. You have options. You can always get a kit later and come back, find the video, and do it with me. But today we are here to do a little project, but I also, because we're getting late in the fall, and I have finished my last shows of the season, my last in-person things of the season that are crafty. I have some good deals. And I'm also getting ready for Black Friday too, which that's a whole nother animal that I haven't even tackled yet, but my brain is spinning with all kinds of really good bargains and bundles I can do for you guys. But today I have some special deals that I've put together for you, and I'll do that at the end, but I'll tease you just a little bit right now before we get to the project. The first thing, and this isn't so much a bundle or anything, it's just a really cool exclusive new item. We were the very first to get it anywhere, and it's been on our website. I'm trying to think how long, maybe a week or so, maybe 2 weeks, no, a week and a half. Like, it's so brand new, and we still have some left, and it is the Totally Tiffany raspberry pink cheetah tote. It's a 13 by 13. It has a zipper top. I'll show you at the end a little more about the features, but it's an exclusive color and pattern, and you're going to want to grab that. You can fit absolutely everything in it. Secondly, I have a really cool bundle with the Triangle Traveler too. I'll talk about at the end, and we're going to throw some goodies in. What else? I mean, just other stuff, but let's get into the card. This is the card. This is what we're making here. It is featuring a really cool stamp. I actually enlarged it so we'd have more surface area to work with, because we're going to do a little bit of watercoloring, kind of. I mean, we're using water-based markers. It's not alcohol markers. We're using water-based markers, but I want to show you how you can use water-based, just regular, good old-fashioned color it in markers and get some kind of a watercolor effect, as you can see by some of the shading and stuff. So I want to make it big enough that you'd have some space to work with. But in reality, the stamps that inspired this project today are a little smaller, and they look like this. There's all kinds, and I'll show you this at the end. I'm just sneak peek, and we're selling it as a bundle as well. But I wanted to talk about that. So this is the project. We're going to get into it right now.
Okay, so we're ready to go here. This is the project we're doing. I've got all my goodies. What are you going to need? You're going to need scissors. You're going to need adhesive runner, pop squares if you wish, a little water for your paintbrush that came with. Actually, no, it didn't come with. You should have a paintbrush. You don't need to do watercolor effects. You can just color this and not introduce water. But if you wish, you will need a paintbrush and some water. Okay, let's just get started. I'm going to start with the easy thing first. The easy thing is going to be putting together the card base. So I'm just going to scoochie this aside. What we're going to do, you've got everything pre-cut for you. If you need to do any additional trimming, of course, you can do that. So I'm just going to put a little adhesive on the back like this, nothing fancy. So I can get that down like so, eyeball it. And then I have a white back card as well. Let's get some adhesive on him. Let me know where you're watching from. I love to see where everybody's tuning in from. And if you have questions, please let me know. I will answer them in the comments. Okay, that's the base. And then the finisher is going to be, we've got tulle, we've got a little bit of a really thin jute. And it's up to you how you want to do this. I don't have a problem when I open a card if I see ribbon. I don't think that's a big deal. It actually adds to the inside. So I hopefully cut it long enough for you. I'm pretty sure I did. That you could just have it up at the top like this. And if you wish, trim off the excess, which I can just do really quick here. Boop, and a little boop like that. And then I've got Mr. Jute as well. I hope everybody is having a fantastic fall. We've been, goodness, I've been just traveling for work. I mean, it's all good stuff because, you know, my work is really fun, as you kind of can guess, because this is what we're doing here. So it's fun, and I get to see different places and meet a lot of people, and it's just a good time. So yeah, I've been kind of everywhere, but I'm looking forward to being home. I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving. My babies will be home, my grown babies. So that's always fun. Does anybody else have grown babies out there, or maybe even grandbabies? I don't have those. I have grown babies. So I'm looking forward to them being at home. And okay, that's the easy part, right? Actually, the other easy part will be the sentiment. You have a couple choices. I did the sending you warm winter wishes. You can choose season's greetings or the sending you warm winter wishes. I think I'll do the warm winter wishes just for kicks. We just don't want, I'm eyeballing this. Yes, you can use a paper trimmer. Of course you can. I'm eyeballing it because I will be cutting out the Mr. Penguin later. So I'm going to do that, set him aside, maybe trim it a little bit more. I know it's not going to be perfect, but I'm going to try. You know, speaking of scissors, okay, my favorite scissors are these guys. These are amazing because they've got inch markings. So sometimes you're like, oh, it says, you know, just cut up like a ½ inch. And sometimes you don't have to get out your big old trimmer and you could just use scissors, and they're non-stick, so you can cut through adhesive. So I really like these. My other favorites are these super tiny baby fussy cut scissors. I love these scissors. Also non-stick, so you can cut through your glue dot, cut through your foam square, because inevitably, like even if you use like a mini foam square, maybe it's you got like a leaf and it's skinny, and even the baby mini foam square is not skinny enough, and sometimes you need to cut it. And then it's kind of like smaller than this. I know a lot of you have the Tim Holtz. I sell this too. I love this, and it's also a non-stick, but sometimes you need tiny babies. So I like this better than Cutter Bee, which I also sell, but honestly, Cutter Bee is not non-stick, and this is, so you can really go crazy. So I digress. That's enough about scissors. And we have this guy. He will be popped up. I'm just going to do it right now to get it out of the way. We're going to pop him up. If you wish to ink the edges, you can. It is optional. Some people feel like their card is not done until they ink the edges. Let me scoochie this up so you can see. All right. Yes. And I know it's not perfect. Maybe up a little. It's not perfectly square, but you know, it's okay. It's okay. All right, so that's the card base. We're going to set this aside because now we need to get to the actual image. And this is just going to be a little more involved. So let's look at my sample and let's talk about this a little bit. So on this guy, I did some freehand coloring in here, and then I did some watercoloring as well. So let's talk about that. So I did not give you watercolor paper. I printed this on alcohol marker paper. It's a little bit of a challenge because honestly, it'd be a little too, what do I want to say? Too much texture for you're doing that, even though it's a little harder to work with alcohol marker cardstock because it's not meant to get wet. But you can make it work when you're just barely introducing water to something. So on this, you've got the 3 markers in your kit, but it's actually 9 colors because these are aqua markers. It's more gimmicky than anything that these are separate colors in each pen, because these are not alcohol markers. You can't blend them together. Like if I touch this tip and that tip, you're going to pollute the tip. It's totally like they're not blending with themselves. They'll only blend if you introduce water, taking it from dark to lighter. That's the only way you're going to get a blend out of this. So it's really, these are 3 individual colors in a single pen as far as storage and convenience. They're not actually blending together. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So you do have 9 unique colors in the set that was in your kit. You've got Aspen Green, what do we have? Icy Lake and Deep Glacier. The Deep Glacier, it looks like a really dark blue. That's what we're going to use for the black, because penguins aren't like jet black. It's more of like a blue black, right? When you get really dark black, it's almost goes to blue. And then this guy is, what is he? He's got like frosty blue, Arctic gray, festive red. And this one is woodland brown, russet orange, winter rose. So lots of colors. I will tell you, so like I said, the whatchamacallit, the Deep Glacier, the cap is not right. The Deep Glacier is that dark blue black, is the penguin himself. And then the body of the sweater, I used this frosty blue that looks like this. I used him. The tree is the, you can probably guess this, but I thought I'd go over aspen, or this aspen green is the green tree. The pinky hat and all that is this winter rose color. The face, I had like an orange pencil. That's what I touched for that. And then I've got a little pink on the cheeks. What else? Oh, in terms of the shading in here, it's white, but I wanted it to look like texture. So I shaded it and I used a little of the, I'm trying to think what I used. I think I used this Icy Lake, but I'm going to show you how I did that because I painted it on. All right, let's get into that. What I want to show you is, yes, you can just color this. You can just color it, no water, done, easy, no shading, easy, easy. So that's one option, but we're going to do a little bit of a watercolor effect with it. So when we're working with that here, I've got a little random piece of paper here. I just want to show you when you're doing that, like say you have a color like pink, you can just leave it pink. It's pink all day, no big deal. Or you can get water involved and you can pull color out of it and see how it's going to dilute it. So what you can do is you can pick up color by touching the marker, and you can do that kind of a thing. Or you can use either an acrylic stamping block, or if you don't have that, use plastic from like a cellophane, like a kit bag, and that's your palette. So you can put here, so you can see, you can put the color on the block and then get your brush damp, not wet. If it's really wet, it's just going to dilute all the color because water makes everything lighter. It dilutes it and pulls the pigment out as it mixes with no pigment, which is your water. So you really want to use the water sparingly, and you can pick it up and just paint with it. So those are some options we have. Now, when we're talking about something like Mr. Penguin's face here, let me get this, make sure you can see what we're doing. We're going to move this out of the way. We got this guy going on. I'm going to take that, this really dark, deep glacier, dark blue-black color. And that's what we're going to be doing Mr. Penguin in. So I'm just going to, and you know what? Let me tell you something, guys. I do need glasses. You know, you cross that 50 threshold, which I did a couple of years ago, and the vision starts to go. And it's followed by many things that start to go, but that is of note. And I've noticed I really do need some up-close glasses. I already had the driving distance glasses, but it's like that's a whole nother type of glasses, and I'm just kind of not really ready to go there. I really should, because I have a hard time, as you can see here, staying inside the lines. Now, these are very juicy markers, so you want to be careful that you don't bleed outside the line. So you don't really need to press, honestly. These are very juicy, and you just need a light touch. And if you need to twist it around, absolutely do that. I'm just going to get this going like that. Okay. So you can color this in and go, okay, his little body's done, right? Well, let me do the top part and then I'll talk about what I'm talking about. So we're going to go in with the face as well. Mr. Face. And see, I've already kind of boo-booed here. So we're going to just fill it in. There we go. I know this is challenging. I know. It is challenging. And you know what? One of my favorite sayings, this is not my saying. I did not make this up. Somebody else did. See, I just did it again. There are no mistakes or errors in paper crafting. There are only embellishment opportunities. Don't you love that? It's true though. There are only embellishment opportunities. So you really don't be frustrated if you go outside the lines. We can kind of correct it. It'll be okay. I'm just taking a careful hand trying to get this all filled in the best I can. We're all doing the best we can here. It is hard, this detail work. It really is. So let me know in the comments if anybody else has a little bit of challenge. If you have some challenges with, I call it, you know how there's fussy cutting? I call this fussy coloring. It really is, where you've got to really kind of get in there and get some detail going on. So I'm just going to color this in. I don't want to go over an area like back and forth, because not only will it deepen the color, it'll start to just build up too much on the paper since this is a water-based marker and I want to add water later. Okay, so I've got this filled in. Yes, with Mr. Penguin. Let's make sure you can see. Yes, everybody can see. Now the trick is, do you see how I've got a little bit of a light space going here? It's like, you know, the light's kind of reflecting off of Mr. Penguin. How am I achieving that? I am achieving that by adding a little water. Now, let's practice this first. If you have a piece of paper somewhere, if you don't, grab one now. Grab one, because I want you to practice this. I've got like the saddest, most wrinkly piece of paper here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put like, oh, that's his face, okay? I want you to practice this before you commit to the real thing. So what we're trying to do is we're basically using the water to dilute and take away a little part of that in order to get a little white space. It's going to lift the pigment. So we don't want it too wet. We just want it damp. And I don't use paper towels when I watercolor, because then my paper towel knows how wet my brush is and I don't. So I just kind of dip it and then I touch it until it's kind of like, oh, it's wet. So when I hit it with the brush and I come in here, now this probably isn't wet enough. Do you see how it's lifting the color? I probably need a little more water. So this is why we're experimenting, so we can see what we're doing. You can kind of just start to manipulate and pull a little bit of color. See how I'm going back and forth? Do you see that? Now you will get a little bit of a paper lift, and that's okay because we're not on watercolor paper, but do you see what's happening in here? How it's starting to lift? And that's what we're going to do. And just very sparingly, because again, your paper wants to disintegrate the more you get it wet. So you just want to be mindful of that. But see how like I just hit it and it did a little bit of a light space as it pulls the pigment out into my brush, my white nylon brush, which is perfect for watercolor. It is absorbent, it pulls and releases. It's very forgiving versus like something like a bristle, which is just going to be too harsh and it's going to rip your paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to hit Mr. Forehead a little bit like this, just a little bit like that. I'm going to wipe my brush off. Let's see how he's looking. He's looking pretty good. Okay, that's enough for me. Maybe I'll hit a little bit up here too. Just a little bit. So it's like the light's hitting him, yeah? Okay, we've got that going on. Now, in the little, what do I want to say, his little turtleneck here, I've got a little bit of shading going on. And so I'm going to use the Icy Lake, which is the middle of the marker. That's the Deep Glacier Icy Lake Aspen Green. It's this little guy. And this would be a great time if you had cellophane or an acrylic block to use as your little palette. Again, if you want to practice this, that would be a great thing, where you get your brush damp, not wet, and you pull the color. And when you paint with it, see, that's going to be too dark. That's going to be way too dark. That's why we're practicing. So what we want to do is dilute that down and just get a little bit on there. So when we're going to see how like the first stroke is darker, so I could do first stroke on my practice paper and then I can come in after that. See how it goes lighter? So I'm going to do that. I'm going to, let's see here. Let me make sure I've got, can you see? I hope you can see. Let me double check. Yeah, you could see. Okay. It's all good. Okay. Let's see here. We're going to do this. We're going to get that on here. First stroke's too dark. Second stroke, maybe third stroke is a little lighter there. Fourth stroke. See, I'm going to come in here and just hit on one side of the little wrinkle line like that. If I need some more, I'll come back, wipe them off, come back in. Ooh, that's cute, right? Don't forget Mr. Sleeves too. So I'm going to pick up some more, wipe them off. Oh, there we go. Come on in here. Do. Maybe a little bit more. Just like that. See how he's like shaded? That looks fun. That looks fun. We've got Mr. Penguin's cheeks. That's going to be the winter rose color. Again, I'm going to put that right on the, if I have an acrylic block, if I have a piece of cellophane, whatnot, anything slick that'll wipe off of. And again, I need to experiment, like how dark is he going to be? I might need some more water because I don't want it too pronounced. I just want a little bit of a cheek and a cheek like that. There we go. That's cute. Cute. Okay. We need to do the hat as well. We're going to, oh, and you know what? I forgot to do a little white space on his body. I had done that on the sample. So again, wet brush. I'm just going to pull out some color to create light space. You see how it starts to fade? Can you see that? Just a little bit. And that's what gives him his little like highlight, same with, let's see, we're going to go into the hat as well. And you have choices. Like if you don't want to watercolor this hat at all, you don't have to. You can do it just a solid, like if you want it red, this deep dark red, you can. If you want it to be more of a rosy color, you can paint it on, or you can color it on, whichever you want to do. You know, so it's up to you. I'm probably just going to color him. Why not? You can see how my cheeks are drying. Do you see how the water kind of like, it puffs the paper a little bit, which is kind of a fun effect, honestly. So I'm just going to come in and hit this like that. It's so hard to do this and not go back over the lines, because every time you go over a color, it's going to be darker, like it's going to layer, and that's not the effect we want. We want a one and done where the color doesn't stripe. You know what I'm saying? Like how it stripes out, because then it looks like you're shading it, which is not what you want to do. So I'm going to come back in right down here. And I am going to press a little bit. I want to get that color down, and it helps me be steady if I give it a little bit of pressure. But do you see how I'm like not going back over as much as I can so I don't have that streakiness? Now if I do, I can go back over with my brush and kind of even that out, certainly. So there's that guy. And then I've got the top also. Got the top going on. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Like this. Whoops. It is not easy, huh? I would say I use alcohol markers more than using regular good old-fashioned, whatchamacallits, water-based markers. But I really do use both. I really do. Okay, so I've kind of got that. Oops, I have a little boo-boo. That's okay. And then I'm going to do his little stripey thing. See, I've got that, like I made a boo-boo. So I might just take a damp brush and try and oochie that out a little bit. Like that. Now I'm going to go back in. What color am I using? I don't think I'm going to use this frosty, what is it called? Frosty blue. And do Mr. Hat and come in with that stripe. Right across there. There we go. I'm also going to use him for Mr. Sweater as well. Come in. And again, you can paint this if you want a more of a lighter shaded type effect, or you can just color directly. Up to you what you want to do. But the more you go over an area, the more you're going to get like the brush lines, I call it, but it's really just the stripiness from the, you know, the layering of the ink. So just be mindful of that when you're working. So hard to go around some of this detail stuff. It really is. Just really carefully. Do you talk softer? Like if you're talking to people and then you're doing detail work, do you talk? I do. I go, ooh. It's like if I'm quieter, I can concentrate more. It's really bizarre. Makes no sense. None. Zero. But yeah, I do that. Oh, so any holiday plans, any of you? Let me know in the comments what you're doing. Are you going anywhere fun? Doing anything exciting? I'm hosting, I think, like 20 to 25 people for Thanksgiving in my house, which is nuts. I haven't quite figured all that out yet. Yes, we will divide the menu because that is too much. It is just too much. But it will be a really fun time. And as I said earlier, I'm having my girls home, which is great. It's just going to be a day of fun. And we are in Southern California, so inevitably it's always really warm on Thanksgiving, like unseasonably warm, like as in I'm dying in my kitchen where it's 400 degrees and I have the air conditioner running and it's still hot, and yeah, it's crazy. All right, so I've got him like that. I've got the, what is the color? Aspen green for Mr. Tree. I'm going to do half and half because that's just how I do it. Come back like that. Ooh, fun. Oh, we love it. I went a little outside. That's okay. Now, if you have some kind of like colored pencil or something, like, or even like here, I've got a stickle. Like if you stickle the star, you could do that. Or if you have anything to hit, you're going to hit like an orange or a yellow, or yellow on or gold on the star, obviously. Brown trunk and like a little orangey color for the beak, like this. The other thing you can do is if you want to introduce sparkle, this is called Spectrum Noir Sparkle. We have it on the website. It's a sparkly marker that goes on top of stuff. This is a sealed one. So when you get it, it's got this little yellow band. So you just throw that away. It's just so it won't leak on you. And you really need to tightly, so it pierces the inside, kind of flick that brush, shake it to wake it. And let me show you what it can do too. In addition to showing the sparkle, there it is. It can double as like a water brush or a paintbrush. See, look how if I take, say, this red color on my little acrylic block, I can pick it up and now I can watercolor with glitter in it, which is really kind of fun. And then you just wipe it off and you're good. So I could come in here if I want my tree to be a little more sparkly. I can kind of come in and hit my tree like this. And he's going to be really, excuse me, oh my goodness, I'm choking. He's going to be more shimmery. So you could add that to even the little snowball up here. If you wanted to hit him with the little shimmer, shimmer, shimmer. Well, like that. The other thing you could do, new-ish product, new-ish, is, well, the snow marker is new-ish. It's a snow marker that you hit it and you hit it with a heat tool and it puffs uneven. Really great for not just snow, whipped cream. What else do I want to say? Bathtub bubbles, beer foam, popcorn, so many things. There's another product that's new. That's the puffy snow. So this comes in a little bottle that looks like Stickles or something like that. And it's more like if you're doing bigger areas and a snow marker maybe isn't enough, this puffy snow would be great. Same concept, hit it with a heat tool, puffs up unevenly. If you are watercoloring and you don't have a pre-printed image like I did here and you're using the stamps. Now these are the stamps that we were using, and they're in a bundle on the website. Oh, I have two of that one. They are in a bundle on the website. We've got Angel, we've got the one we used, we've got Present, and we've got this guy. So cute. Come on, so cute. If you want to stamp with that, make sure you're using an ink that's meant for watercoloring. That would be, like, my favorite is Finesse. It says on there, waterproof, non-smear with watercolor. You just need to make sure that it says it's a solvent or alcohol-based ink when you're using watercolor. Here are the colors. We have a bundle that has all four of these together. Black, brown, flagstone, pebble, because sometimes doing a lighter tone on your outline is really great because it mimics more like a, what do I want to say? More like a graphite or like a pencil sketch, which is true to watercolor. Another one that I really like is this contour ink from Hero Arts. We have that back in stock. It comes with the refill. It's a light gray. This is a hybrid ink pad. You can use it with alcohol markers or watercolor, which is crazy, right? So you could do both. And this is a phenomenal item as well. Okay, it's that time to get into some special stuff, bundles, product, all that good stuff. I wanted to show you, in addition to the stuff I just talked about with our cute little project, if you like watercoloring, you want to get into it a little more. These are brand new. They are, whoops, upside down, watercolor palettes. One is Sunbeam, and one, here's the colors, Sunbeam. And these are, can you see that they're shimmery? I hope you can see that. They're like, there we go. They're like pearlescent, shimmery watercolors, which means they're opaque, pigmented to go on dark paper as well, not just white. So there's Sunbeam and then there's Moonbeam. So those are brand new. We have a bundle where you get both and you get the brush set. This is also available separately. So this is a really nice brush set if you need some watercolor brushes. This is a great set as well. As far as we've got some holiday type things, holiday dies and all that good stuff. So I mentioned Mr. Penguins. That is in a bundle. You may have seen this before because we've had these guys out a while. But we have some newer stuff. We've got two different fall things. Here's one of them where it's a stamp and die combo. It's not too late to do some Thanksgiving cards. And then we've got a whole lot of Christmassy type stuff. This is a set that is a clear acrylic stamp set. You can do all of the phrases there. It's very religious, which is nice because that's hard to find. Things that are more of the religious type sentiment for Christmas. Funny enough, it's hard to find that. We've got the Oh Holy Night die. I'm also going to show you some samples right now. Let's flash up some samples on the screen, showing you all the different samples because there's Oh Holy Night, there's Let Us Adore Him. What else? I've got this Nativity. I think there's more. I think I'm forgetting stuff. We've also got Holly and Ivy border and shimmering snowflakes. There are other stuff. I'm sure I forgot something. That's okay. What else do we have? I talked about the Totally Tiffany Raspberry Cheetah Tote. I've got it right here. It's this guy with the, look at the detail on this. Really cool. 13 by 13, which means you can fit anything in there, including your 12 by 12 stuff. This is a 12 by 12 box I've got in there. It zips closed on the top, which means it can seal all your goodies inside. Fantastic. We've got that guy going on. What else do we have? The Triangle Traveler. I've got a special deal on this. I've got a special deal for you on this. So this is normal suggested retail on this item is $29.99. I know, that's a lot. So we've got a special deal on this. It is $19.99 plus. What I'm going to do, first of all, let me show you because I'm going to fill it with something. So here's what it looks like. You can like cinch it in the back so that it stands up on its own. You can kind of see I've got pens and pencils. You can put all kinds of stuff. And then there's pockets that are staggering in height, so you can put different things in there. I've got like adhesive in this guy. What else I've got like a bone folder in there. I've got ribbon in here. I've got stickles in here. It holds 6 in there. So, and then these Velcro out. Look at this. They Velcro out so you can work with them. It's great for travel. I've actually got one that has makeup in it. Yes, I do. So in addition to craft stuff. But what I want to do is I'm going to bundle this with, you're going to get this guy. First of all, I'm going to put them on sale for $19.99. So that's $10 off. And I'm going to throw in 6 bottles of Stickles glitter glue. I'm going to pick the colors, but they're going to be pretty good colors. They're going to be among these guys, just so you can see. I'm going to pick 6 colors, and I'm going to give that to you as well as an added bonus. So what is the value of that? Let me think. Each stickle, the retail on it is like $2.50 times 6. It's like I'm practically giving it away. So you're going to get a Triangle Traveler, and you're going to get 6 colors of Stickles glitter glue for $19.99. Oh my gosh. You've got to hurry and get that. What else? I only have a couple of these. This is a paper pad, 12 by 12, that actually goes with that cheetah tote. It's called Wild at Heart. Can you see? I mean, let's try and look at how fun this is. These papers are really fun. They are very wild, and they're they're pretty. Look at this. I've only got a few of these because these have been quite popular already. Oh, and there's sentiments in the back, sassy stuff, all that. So I've got that. What else do I have? What else do I have? I have a limited number of, this is luxury linen cardstock pack. You get all of these colors. It's called Halloween, but I think they're a really good fall color. Let's show you what it looks like. I want to show you what it looks like because it's just really nice quality. Can you see? It's got a texture to it. It's a heavy weight. Let's look at some colors. really nice. So you can do a lot with this in fall. Look at all the colors I'm missing. Oh, they're like buried in here. There's like a really nice rich orange burnt color and green. Okay, so we've got some of those, and it's 8.5 by 11. And what else? What else? Lastly, back in stock, the dynamic die storage. It comes with the heavy duty storage box, 5 cards, 5 clear storage pockets, carry case. Kind of great. Sized for slimline dies or anything, you know, that's smaller than that, which is kind of great. Lastly, I'm running out of time. We've got some bundles on some essential type nesting dies. This is the fancy set, so there's like some scallops and different detail going on. And then we've got a basic set if you just need some more basic dies to do nesting and different types of things. As you can see, these are kind of essential to have. So that is another bundle we have on the website. I think, gosh, I talked about a lot of stuff. I think I got to everything.
So that was a lot. That was a lot that we went through in not that much time. So I appreciate you, as always, being here in the One of a Kind group and supporting all of us vendors. Thank you to Carol and Brian and your whole crew for putting this together. I look forward to doing even more. My brain is going with other projects we could do end of this year into next year, because I know so many of you can't get to see us in person. You can't get out, or maybe there's not a show that's near you. We will have on our website where we're going to be in 2024. I'm trying to get that put together. We're still very close, but there will be opportunities if you want to see me in person. I'd love to meet you and say hello. But otherwise, the virtual world is fantastic because it allows us all to come together, and at your leisure, you can still be creative, no pun intended, on your own. So thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions, as always, please drop a comment. Let me know where you're watching from, and any questions you have, I'd be happy to answer them. And I will see you all next time. Bye.